I think I'm live. We'll find out in a minute. Seems like I'm live. Who knows? It's hard to tell. It's hard to tell because I haven't done this in so long and technology has changed in the last year, which is like, nope, that's me, which is so weird to deal with sometimes, but we're here and I think we're good. I think we're live. I didn't even make like a thumbnail or anything. Like I'm completely not professional at this anymore. But hello to everybody. I'm going to be sitting here and hanging out for a little bit. Janik, hello. How's it going? Yannick, how's it going? Night Owl, how are you, man? How are things? I hope you're doing well. Hope life is going smooth for you. I've been loving the content, man. I've been loving the videos you've been making. It's awesome. But I wish I was handsome. We're getting there. We're working on it. You weren't here last stream. It's early morning, right? So good morning to you. You weren't here last stream. I was talking about this. I'm actually working on a deal. I've already signed it and everything. I'm literally waiting for the package to up my confidence and looks a little bit as an aging gamer on the internet. I think it's going to be helpful. I've also started using a new treatment on my face. So hopefully some of this acne will go away. Some of it's gotten a lot better. I'm still breaking out, but it's getting a lot better. So that's always a bonus for me. Swag Bucks, how you doing? Hex effin' hello, welcome. I've been good. So we're here, we're just hanging out. We're gonna play some Resident Evil in a minute or two. And yeah, that's kind of what's been going on. I'm really excited to be going live again. I've been going live on TikTok. I was live this morning on TikTok, mainly because I forgot. No, I didn't forget. I was too tired to go live yesterday. I ended up working till like 5:30, something like that in the morning the night before. And so by the time I got to bed, it was like 7:30 in the morning and I wasn't gonna get up at 11 to start getting ready for the stream. I was a zombie. And so I postponed it till today. I did a stream this morning and now I'm doing this stream here. And we're gonna be playing and it's been going good. So it's nice. I'm gonna be live tomorrow on TikTok. Asterisk. I didn't realize my daughter doesn't have school tomorrow, and so it's kind of hard for me to go live when she's around and her mom's going to be sleeping because her mom's at work right now. Her mom's going to be sleeping during the day, so it's hard for me to go live if her mom's asleep, but I'm going to try. But that's kind of where we are right now. I'm trying to stream 3 times a week, twice on TikTok, once here, for the time being, and then we'll see how it goes. Steffi, how are you? How have you been? I hope you are doing well. You need to start looking after your skin. I've never, ever looked after my skin. But you know, as a person in their 30s and the acne hasn't gone away, I've tried really hard over the last like year and a half to wash my face every night, to try to put, you know, different like moisturizers and cleansers and stuff on my face to see if anything will help, and nothing seems to be doing anything. Last year I saw a dermatologist and she went off on maternity leave, and her protege, the person that took over, was an emergency room doctor, so she wasn't really specialized in skincare. So she gave me the generic stuff to use on my face and it did nothing. And I went to go see the dermatologist about 3 weeks ago now, and she's back. And so she gave me what she thinks might be rosacea. So she gave me treatment for that. It's ivermectin. I will never get COVID again, apparently. No, I'm kidding. It's ivermectin for my face. It's a fairly new treatment. And so I've been using that. It's supposed to take like 4 to 6 weeks for it to start showing results. It can take a few months for it to really clear my face up. So far, it's helped reduce some of the redness, which is nice. And any acne I'm getting dissipates really, really quickly, which is great. But I've been trying really hard to take care of my face because, yeah, my age is starting to show, especially because I work nights and I'm tired all the time, which kind of sucks. But I'm also, the company I'm working with is going to be sending me something for up here. I'm going to be making like a little mini series about that. I'm going to be going to like a salon to get it put on and all that, and, you know, show what it's like, see what difference it makes. Because I don't think I look super old for my age. I think I look pretty on par. It's pretty loud. I think I look pretty on par. I might look slightly younger. Some people tell me I look slightly younger, but I definitely look within my age range. I think that would help me look younger and feel more confident. So we'll see. Just at the end of 18 hours on. Oh my God, 18 hours. That's insane. Tara, how you doing? How was school last week and all this week? I hope you're doing well. Yeah, and you know what? Now that I'm older, I see older people on TikTok that have nightly routines and their face is flawless. And so I don't have a full nightly routine. I just bought my first like proper facial cleanser that I'm using every night now. But originally I was using just like acne wash, which didn't do anything except for dry my skin out. And then I would use a moisturizer with salicylic acid or whatever it's called, but it was still fairly rough on the skin. So now I'm using just a plain neutral face wash, and then the ivermectin stuff, which is actually making my face really soft. So hopefully that'll help, but who knows? Ryan, how are you? I hope you're doing well. I hope life is treating you well. School is awesome. Good. I'm glad. Yes, I am both on YouTube and Twitch for anybody who is wondering. I'm on both just because I couldn't make up my mind on where I wanted to go. And I know that the people that have always been there for me have a platform on both, so they will come to either side. But I also know there are people who will only watch me on one side. And so I felt I could go on both. And then now that I can dual stream, might as well go on both and give everybody a chance to kind of hang out, hopefully. Ark, how you doing, man? How are things? But yeah, that's kind of where I am right now. You know, I got the CPAP machine a few years back, which has helped with the sleeping a lot. I'm now taking care of my skin, trying to anyways. It still hasn't fully clarified, but I'm really hoping I'll get to a point where it's really manageable, where it's like 1 or 2 blemishes, not my face covered all the time. The system for men is on its way. I just got the email today that he is sending out the product, and then I have to go and get it done. But I'm gonna like catalog it all. I'm gonna videotape myself opening it, then going to the salon, getting it put on, seeing the before and after, all that kind of stuff. I've got a few ideas of how I'm gonna put the videos together, post them on here and on TikTok and stuff. So I'm doing all of that, and I have been much more active because of the work change, and so I've been slowly losing weight. At my heaviest, I was at like 224, I think was my heaviest. My average weight was always around like 140 when I was like really, really active and doing a lot of theater and everything. I was like 140. I was always a very skinny person. And then I gained a bunch of weight, and then I got into like doing a bunch of passive stuff, like going to school. I was on the bus all day long. I was in class all day long. And then for work, I was taking care of people in their homes. So I literally sat in their living room all day long, plus the commute and stuff. A lot of sitting and doing nothing. And then I had, 3-hour streams, 4-hour streams. So now I am on my feet all night at work, and I am, lugging around big machines and stuff for work. And so I've lost some weight. It hasn't gone down as quickly as I want, but that's because I've actually gained some muscle. Little things that I don't visually see it, but little things like these sleeves used to roll up easily, and I have to like stretch them out to get them over my arms now. So I'm slowly losing weight. I'm down to 191 right now. So from 224 to 191 is a pretty big change. I'm hoping to like get down another 6 to 10 pounds, and then I would be really happy. It's helped with my blood pressure, which is nice. So hopefully all of this will kind of help, just help in general. Logo Videos, how you doing? Welcome. Arrows Huskers, hello. Nice to see you. Watch a couple vids, trying to not slip into a food coma. Oh, I know that feeling. I know that feeling. Yes, thank you so much, Night Owl. Liking definitely helps. It definitely helps. Happy Thanksgiving to all my American friends. I'm Canadian. We celebrated a month ago. I've already eaten it, digested it, and gotten rid of it long ago. But I hope you are enjoying, because I really like Thanksgiving. I don't like the actual, like, what it all is, but I love the food. I am all about food, and turkey and pumpkin pie and mashed potatoes, and love it. That's why I like this season, because it's like there's Thanksgiving and we have that, then there's Christmas and we have that, and then there's New Year's and we have that. I was gonna say New York, New Year's and we have that. Like I love food. I love food so much. Thank you, Ark. I appreciate that too. But yeah, that's kind of where we are. You wish you had Thanksgiving in Germany. Yeah, our Thanksgiving is different than the American Thanksgiving. Like it's the same tradition as far as, getting together, having turkey with family and being thankful and stuff, but it's for a different reason. But I love food. And I never liked turkey growing up, because we'd always go to the same aunt's house that made the turkey, and she made it the way that they make it in El Salvador, and I don't like that way that they make the turkey. I don't know, something about just the way that the flavors are put together, and then the turkey ends up being like sandpaper dry. And then a few years ago, my sister made it a few times, and it came out really good. And then my brother decided to try, and his came out really good. And so now I love turkey. Love turkey. Yeah, like here it's not that big of a deal in Canada. Like it's like, yeah, Thanksgiving, cool, happy Thanksgiving and all that, but it's not like yeah, I feel the same way as you. Like it seems as an outsider that Thanksgiving is more important than Christmas to them, or New Year's. Like it's a bigger event, which is a strange concept for me. For me, it's just like an excuse to see my family and eat food. Like that's the only thing that we do. We don't do any of the other traditional stuff that you see, right? For us, it's just a reason to get food. And even then, like we eat and then we leave. Like there's no hanging out and playing games and being thankful and talking. And no, we eat our food and we get out. Ooh, under a flood watch. I hope you stay safe. Be very careful. Pretty brown eyes, how you doing? Sailor, hello. I only remember because I start seeing the pumpkin pies at the supermarket, and then I know that it's time. And I love cheesecake is number one, and then pumpkin pie is a very close second for me. And so when I start seeing the pumpkin pies everywhere, I know that it's almost Thanksgiving, and then I get excited because I want pumpkin pie and turkey and mashed potatoes. Yeah, it's a lot of it like overflows, right, Tara? So yeah, but here it's not that big of a deal like it is in the States. But I enjoy it, you know. Like right now I'm sitting here, I'm watching all these people post TikToks and stuff about Thanksgiving and thank you for supporting me and all the love and all that stuff. And I'm sitting here going, damn it, they're getting turkey. And I'm sitting here and I made a really mean dinner, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't turkey, mashed potatoes and all that. So like I'm sitting here going, man, I really want some. So I'm jealous. Into pecan pie, yeah. I don't mind it. I think it's pretty good, but I love pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is just Skills, how you doing? Welcome. Jack, how you doing? Now, there were multiple Jacks. I want to say there were 2, maybe 3 separate Jacks. You're not Jack the choir Jack, right? Well, I really appreciate that. I really appreciate you making a TikTok just to follow me. That means a lot. I'm not posting super consistently on TikTok anymore. I used to post like 2 or 3 times a day, and then I went down to like 1 a day. Now I'm going to be doing like 1 every few days, and then I'll have a few days where I'll do it every day. I'm not taking it as seriously as I was, but I try to make entertaining stuff. You know, I'll do sketch comedy, and I'll just speak my mind about something stupid, or I'll do some kind of video game fact style video. So I hope you enjoy what I post. And yeah, I do like doing the live streams on TikTok. It's very different. I know, me too, Tara, me too. I'm one of the Jacks though, brother. Okay, so then I'm assuming it's choir Jack from I want to say you guys were in was it somewhere around New York, like in New York State area, right? But hello, welcome. Thank you for popping in. Yeah, I'm very jealous of all the food that I'm seeing, and I really wish I was having some food. But I'm also very glad because the whole family get-together thing is very exhausting. So I do miss the turkey, though. It's been a few weeks now. But in a few more weeks, we'll have turkey again. Mr. FOV, how you doing? How are things, man? How's your night going? But yeah, I do want some food. I'm kind of hungry now, but I'm trying not to midnight snack. I got into a really bad habit of eating like 4 meals a day. I'd have my breakfast as soon as I got up, which was usually around lunch because I sleep in late because of work. Then I would have my lunch at around like 4, and then I would have dinner at around like 9 o'clock before work, and then I'd be finished work and I would have another meal. I got into a really bad habit of just overeating all the time. But I also had a medication change, which has suppressed my appetite a little bit, which has been nice because now I'm just not, it was boredom. It wasn't even like I was hungry, I was bored. And because I was bored, I would eat. So things have gotten a little bit more under control, which is nice, but yeah. Nice, man. Did you eat lots of food? Did you eat lots of food? I didn't know there were so many Jacks. Yeah, there were a few of them that used to pop in. Bala, how you doing? Happy Thanksgiving to you too. But yeah, so that's kind of where we are. I have been streaming on TikTok. If none of you have a TikTok, or you have a TikTok and you don't follow me, I have been streaming on there a couple times a week. I will be live again there tomorrow. We're playing Dark Souls on TikTok. It was really weird on TikTok today. I streamed on TikTok last week, and one day I had like 4 or 5 average viewers, which was fine, which was what I expected. Then I did the stream the next day, and I went up to like 25 average viewers, which was really shocking to me, because that wasn't a platform that I've really been live on, and it was good. Then I did a third one there, and I went back down to like 4 or 5 viewers, which was again what I expected. Then I did my stream here, which was 4 or 5 viewers on average on both platforms, and then I went on TikTok today. And I started off with like 4 or 5 viewers. Everything was cool. And then it went up to about 12. So I was like, okay, this seems right. I'm slowly letting people know that I'm going live. So I'm expecting a few more people coming hanging out. Then somebody in the chat was like, hey, the stream just jumped up from like, what was it, 17 viewers to 70? I was like, whoa. And I look over and yeah, there was like 68 people watching. I was like, that's pretty crazy. And then I streamed for like another 40 minutes. And right before I left, I look over at the numbers and I was sitting at like 112 viewers. And it was crazy, and it wasn't due to like some kind of raid or anything. It was just organically people started hanging out. TikTok is really strange, and it said on my analytics 80% of them were not followers. They were just people that saw that I was playing that and decided to come hang out. It's really cool. Not really. Your appetite's gone down. Oh yeah. That's rough, man. Any news on like potential of getting things fixed? I had a long time ago, but not in any like serious fashion. Arc, I'm talking to you, Arc, about the comic strip thing. Yeah, and that was the thing, Night Owl. I was very, very inconsistent with my live streams on TikTok. Like I wasn't streaming very often, and so the few times that I did, it was like 10 to 15 people maximum is what I would get. But then I would see people that had like 4,000 followers streaming to over 100 people. And so I can't see the alert. Corey the Brave, thank you for the follow. I really appreciate that. Welcome. Yeah, and so I would see people with a very, very small following having very, very large audiences watching them. And so I was pretty surprised. And some of them were, not that low quality streams are a bad thing, but like some of them were literally a phone pointed to a TV with no audio whatsoever and like 150 people watching. And so it was very strange, and they weren't doing anything like an impressive speed run. They were just playing a game. So I was like, hey, I should probably try to be consistent over there, especially because my platform is so large. There's a better potential for me to reach people and hopefully pull them over here. This one is going to be more of my like, that one is more of my like goof off, not really take the streaming serious. This is going to be more of the hang out with you guys type, where things are going to be a little bit more organized. And I'm going to be more worried about like swearing and stuff, but I'm going to be hanging out with you guys. Whereas TikTok's going to be more of like I'm just going to stream and not really think about it and just whatever happens, happens. Here, I would rather make it a little bit more of like a nicer stream, but I'm still not going to be taking streaming too seriously anymore. December. Okay. Yeah, dentist schools are definitely much cheaper. Yeah, it's definitely much cheaper. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things, Mr. FOV, where you're gonna feel better, but it's gonna hurt immediately after, if that makes any sense. Raging the Dragon, how you doing, man? That's Stewie, right? That's gotta be Stewie. I think that's Stewie. How are you? Thank you so much for the 12 months. Dang, thank you, man. Yeah, it's gonna be one of those things where you're gonna wake up, you're gonna be groggy and all that, and then the pain's gonna kick in and it's gonna be pretty bad. But it's gonna be a million times better than where you are right now. So it's gonna be worth it, man. It's gonna be worth it. It's very, very scary for sure. And you might wake up and throw up and feel really, really sick. Some people have like a bad reaction to going under. But having the problems you're having, there are much more serious consequences down the road. So feeling a little groggy and feeling a little painful for a few days is fine. And it's such a common treatment that you're going to be fine. Especially because, oh, shush, I hate that there's ads all over Stream Beats now. Especially because you are at a school, even though there are students there, you have a bunch of people watching them like hawks. So there are less likely to be mistakes happening when there are people being supervised versus like a regular dentist that doesn't have to answer to anybody and doesn't have to get a grade at the end of it. Yeah, I did know about the brand change. You think you should join the Discord? I actually deleted my Discord is there because I can't delete it. I didn't make it, but I deleted everything on it. There's no channels, there's nothing. I'm not active on Discord at all. I mentioned this last week. I'm going to mention it over the next few streams. I'm not planning to do a Discord. I'm not planning to have any kind of other social media presence outside of like the TikTok that I have and this stuff. I'm not good at socializing. It's one of the things that I really struggle with, and I'm not good at community building, not because like it's below me or I'm better than that or any of that kind of stuff. I'm just really not good at it. And so instead of having people think that I don't want to talk to them or that I'm arrogant and too good to talk to people, I'd rather just not have a Discord. I also don't want to deal with the drama. There were plenty of times where like behind the scenes there was a lot of fighting going on with like mods and stuff. It didn't happen so much by the end of it because I had gotten much more disconnected from Discord. But at first when I was very active, it became pretty toxic back there. And I didn't like it. And then I had a few people that would like message me and like threats or like racist things. Not for me. So I'm not doing a Discord. People do really like Discord, but yeah, exactly what Night Owl says. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to keep it alive. It's a lot of work to be engaging. It's a lot of work making it worthwhile. The only activity I ever had on my Discord was like a random message from like a 12-year-old, not to me, but like just in general, like, hey, is anybody there? Or the going live notifications from other people. And it's like, I don't really care that you're going live. I'm at work or I'm asleep. And if I watch you, I'm going to have you notify me in other ways. And it's like, you don't even talk in my chat. So what do I need you pinging off that you're going live? I don't really care. So I'm not really into doing the whole thing. Yeah, I didn't update any of that stuff of the themes, like the little songs and stuff. I left that all the same because I don't have any of the original files. A lot of those recordings were done by me. Like they're other songs, but I re-recorded them just to try to avoid some copyright stuff. So I kept them all, and I kept the same alerts and everything. I've just gotten rid of like the overlays. All of that is pretty much fresh. I restarted it because I lost everything. My motherboard died and I was forced to change it. And when I changed it, it wouldn't boot up unless I wiped the hard drive, and everything was on there. So it was all gone. So I've had to start from scratch. Yeah, Yannick, I got rid of it. It just wasn't for me. Like I said, I wasn't very good at doing the Discord thing, and it was just too much stress and too many questions and people messaging me at like all random times of the night. And so it was rough because some people lived in different time zones and they would message me what to them was like 3 in the afternoon, but to me it might have been 2 in the morning. And at the time I worked during the day. And so I'd get a notification at 2 in the morning and it would wake me up. Or I'd be at work and I'd have a patient that was dying. And, you know, I'm sitting there with family that's crying and a patient's dying, and then my phone's going crazy because people are messaging back and forth and my alerts are just going crazy. And then I would turn off my alerts and I would just forget I had it. And then I would just ignore it and just not go on it at all. So it just didn't make sense to have it. Moon Kitty, how you doing? I had retired. I wasn't planning to come back. It was one of those maybe not, but probably not. And then life changed and I started spending a lot of time doing nothing, Moon Kitty. Like nothing at all. Just sitting in my room, in the living room, literally just watching TikToks and YouTube. And it became very lonely. So I was like, you know what? If I'm wasting time doing this, I can go live at least once in a while. So I'm here. I haven't started it yet. I beat it when it first came out, both Leon and Claire. But I haven't actually started it this time around. So I'm hoping to get back into it and have fun. But yeah, Mr. FOV, I will be thinking of you when it comes down to it. But yeah, don't stress. It's going to be scary no matter what you do, but don't stress. The initial idea of it is scary, and if you think of what they're doing, it's scary, but you're gonna feel like you fell asleep and you woke up and you're gonna be confused for the first little while because you're still gonna be feeling the effects, right? And then after that, it'll be painful for a few days and then you'll be fine. Yeah, Raging Dragon. It can be really frustrating when people are trying to like add you as friends and like, and not frustrating because having friends is bad. Frustrating because a lot of the time it's just people that want to be your friend because they want you to hook them up. And so that can be really hard to deal with, or it's like inappropriate where like I'd have people that were like 13 years old messaging me privately and being like, hey, can we be friends? It's like, no. At the time, I'm like 30 years old. I'm not adding you as a friend. It's weird. Or like a few times I got DMs from girls and it wasn't anything like suggestive, but like one girl sent me a picture of herself just saying it's my birthday. How do you like my outfit? And it's just like, that's really inappropriate. You just turned 18. And I'm in my 30s, like, please. So I was like, you look nice. And that's it. And never again messaged because I was like, I don't want to be a jerk about it. At the same time, I do not want to open those gates. We're not going to be friends. Like, I don't want to talk to you outside of here because you never know what can go on behind closed doors, right? I learned at a very young age never to talk to anybody privately that you wouldn't talk to publicly, like say anything about that publicly to them. Because it got me in a lot of, it wasn't even like I had the proof to defend myself, but I got accused of like coming on to somebody. I was there to like choreograph something. And then one of the students said that I came on to her. I was only like 6 months older than her. But she said I was coming on to her. And so from that point on, I was like, nope. And I showed all the text messages when I got confronted. I was like, no, you can see it wasn't text messages. It was, there was like a group chat. And I was like, you can see I've never said anything to this person.
Boo lol.
Whew. Oh man. I forgot how scary that was. I forgot how scary that was. Woo-wee. Thank you. I didn't even see who that was. Tiffy, how are you? Welcome. I hope you're doing well. I've been seeing your numbers climb. I am so proud of you. And I hope you're enjoying the whole streaming thing. I love that I'm seeing that you're still being consistent with it and everything, that it's become something that you are fully like into. It's great. It makes me very, very happy. Seriously. Ryan. Yes, the jump scares. I decided to keep them, to leave those on. I got the go. So, okay, if you don't follow me on TikTok, if you don't watch my TikToks and stuff, I have had heart issues for a while. And one of the tests that was run on me, because my doctor likes to stay on top of how my heart condition is, one of the tests came back like I potentially may have had a heart attack. And so my doctor was pretty freaked out that he thought I may have had a heart attack. He was really worried, sent me in for a bunch of tests, had to see a cardiologist and all this stuff. And it wasn't looking very good, but thankfully I got the all clear. And I intentionally made sure that I asked the cardiologist if jump scares were okay. I had to make sure. He was confused by it. He's like, what do you mean jump scares? I'm like, I'm a live streamer. I'm like, I do, live stream events. And one of the things that people can do is they can trigger a loud scream in my ears, which scares me. And he's like, are they trying to hurt you? I'm like, no. I'm literally playing a horror game. Like it's a horror movie or whatever. Like, and I'm really into it. And then they'll do a donation, which then triggers off a sound effect in my ears, which catches me off guard to startle me. I'm like, so am I okay to do that? Or am I going to like have a sudden heart attack? He goes, as long as they're not hurting you and as long as you're not like on some kind of illicit drug and your heart rate is incredibly high already to begin with, you should be fine. He's like, I'll give you the go ahead. I'm like, okay. So I'm comfortable to be able to do that. Oh man. Yes, I do remember Star Kitty or Moon Kitty. I do remember. But yeah, so that is the 411 on the jump scares. They are still there. That was my favorite part about streaming. That's probably the part that I missed the most, is I didn't have a reason to play horror games by myself. Halloween came by. Most of you have been here for a really long time. You guys know I always did like a Halloween themed stream where I would play Silent Hill from beginning to end in one sitting. And Halloween went by this year and I couldn't do it. And I was really, really sad as Halloween was coming by and I had no reason to play a horror game. And I play horror games all month long in October. Had no reason to. And I sat down a couple of times and I downloaded games to try. And I'd play for like 10 minutes. I'm like, it's not the same. I'm scared, but it's not the same to do it in front of other people as it is to just be scared by myself. And so I didn't play anything horror. And that's probably the part that I missed the most about streaming. Freshman, my brother has not been streaming because he started a business and now he is insanely busy all the time. I work for him now and we work overnights. And so he's usually getting home at around 8 in the morning, sleeps for a good chunk of the day. And then he gets up fairly early and then is off dealing with business because he's got to go and, you know, get what are they called? Do like the invoices and make sure that supplies are at the different places, the different job sites, and dealing with any complaints and dealing with training and hiring and all that. So my brother's like insanely busy, so he rarely streams. He still does, but it's not very often. I haven't kept up with Pokemon in years, so I don't even know what animal that is. Oh man, Kieran, hello, nice to see you. Yes. So for anybody who is kind of like lurking and doesn't really know, I stopped streaming over a year ago on pretty much all platforms. I streamed a few times on TikTok, but
Let's go one more time. WB Louie.
Red coin. Oh my gosh, red coin. Oh, that was good. That got me good. Ooh. Oh man, 5.5 years. Really? Has it been that long? Dang. Yeah, it's been a long time. In March, it's gonna be 6 years. I thought it was 7. It's gonna be 6 years. Yeah. It's hard to keep track of time. Oh, that was a good scare. Whew. That was a good scare. But yes, I quit streaming. It was too much. I was commuting for work. I couldn't do work and stream and balance family and TikTok at the same time. And at the time, TikTok was really taking off. And so that was not something I was willing to cut down. And so streaming had to go. And I stayed on TikTok pretty consistently. And then a few months ago, life got really, really stressful. So I cut off TikTok completely and then I had nothing. And so I was just kind of doing nothing, really. And then I started doing TikToks and I wasn't really intending to start TikToks, but it just kind of happened. And I had been talking for the last few weeks before starting live that I wanted to go back to doing live, and TikTok was kind of on the fence, but I really wanted to get back to going live just because it was nice to hang out and play games with people and be able to get jump scared and stuff like that. And so there was a TikTok about Elon Musk, and then I had to make like a joke TikTok about it. And then that kind of just where I started. And then I started streaming again just because I missed this. I missed streaming. Redcoin, how have you been? How's life treating you? No worries, Tiffy. No worries. I didn't tell anybody that I was going live on YouTube and Twitch. I'm live on both, by the way. If you are all kind of wondering who I'm talking to, you can kind of see it right there. I've got both going up on the window, but it doesn't stay long enough. Maybe I can change it. But I didn't tell anybody I was going live. It was just kind of one of those, I'm going to do it and I'm just going to go with it. I'm trying very, very, very hard. I'm trying very, very hard to not take this as seriously as I had taken it. It was very, very stressful trying to keep up with new ideas, trying to make sure that there was incentive for people to be active on stream. The numbers were really, really hard to keep up. I was doing well. I was doing better than a lot of streamers out there. But it was really hard. Shush. It was really hard to stay on top of it all and stay creative. And it plays on you. When you watch people that asked you for advice and then they're averaging 150 viewers on Partnered and you're at 25 and not making any money, it can be hard, and not in like, oh, I'm jealous, I wish I was doing better. Hard in a, okay, how can I up my game to keep up with them because they're doing amazing and I need to do what they're doing. That can get really hard on you. So I'm trying really hard to just take it casual, just stream for the sake of streaming and playing games. And if jump scares happen and I make a little bit of money, then I can use that towards the stream. There was a while there where I was trying to make money and I was making money. I was actually making almost as much as I was making at work, just not quite enough to be able to stop working, which means I couldn't dedicate enough time to make this a full-time job. So if I make money, cool. If I don't make money, that's cool. Any money I do make, I would like to put towards buying games or upgrading not upgrading, but maintaining my computer because stuff is slowly going on it. and it's expensive to keep up with it. It's very expensive to keep up with it. Stewie, yeah, feel free to follow me over there. Jay Freshman, I have not very often. Right now, Alana has taken my PlayStation 5 hostage. She was really into Horizon Zero Dawn and played through that. And then now she's playing Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart. Is that what it's called? She's playing that a lot. So she's been using my PS5 quite a bit. And I don't have a TV in this room. And this isn't my chair. Well, this was my old chair, and she took my good chair because she has a lot of back and shoulder problems, and so she took my good ergonomic chair, and I took this one. And as I don't know if you can see, but like, see how it's hard to show. See how it does that? It's because the base is broken, so I can't sit straight. I'm bent at all times, so it's very, very uncomfortable. So I don't want to sit here and play on my PS5 on my 1440p monitor, especially because up until recently they didn't have 1440p support. And the only thing that I have here is my projector screen, which is 720p, and it's very, very dim. So not very fun to have to turn off all the lights and block all the windows to play a video game. So I just let her take it. My Xbox is literally just a media consumption device now. I play mostly on my tablet. So I haven't really played my PS5 very much. Good night, Gina. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate it. I really, really appreciate it. What do I do for work? So my brother runs a contracting business, so I am a subcontractor. So we do a variety of stuff, but the main thing that I do is I maintain a grocery store overnight. A couple grocery stores and a restaurant overnight. So I go and I have to like buff the floors and stuff and make sure that, you know, everything is clean and all the skid marks are off the ground and all that kind of stuff. Janitorial work, but it's a lot more industrialized. There's a lot, like I'm cleaning a bunch of like industrial side stuff. So it's janitorial work, but it's not really, it's different. So I never finished becoming a nurse. Long story short, I was in nursing school. I was at the end of my program and my mom got really sick, like basically life and death level sick. And so she was helping me pay for school because with a family, and the school I was in was a 2-hour commute out and a 2-hour commute back. And so I couldn't work because school started at like 8 in the morning and I usually wasn't finished till 5 or 6 p.m. So by the time I got home, it was, 8:30. And if I missed the bus or train, it could be as late as 9:30 at night. So there was no way for me to work when I was getting up at 4 in the morning to get to school and I was getting home at 8 or 9. So she was helping me pay for part of school while I, on my days off, would work to help pay for the commute and my books and stuff. So when she got sick, I couldn't keep going to school. So I decided to take the year off while she got better and I was going to work and save up money. The year was finishing up when COVID hit and all the colleges shut down. So I took the next year off because everything was shut down. And in that process, I just wasn't making enough money. We had to move. And we moved out here, which was even further away from the school, and commuting to work and everything. I wasn't able to save up money. And then my mom got sick a second time. And so she was forced to retire. So she couldn't help me any longer. I couldn't save enough money to make it to school. And the school gave me a 2-year window to go back. And if I didn't go back, I'd have to start from scratch again. And being so close to the end, I couldn't justify starting from scratch if I could barely afford to finish. There was no way I could afford to repeat the beginning. And so I stopped doing that. So I was working as a nursing assistant out in the city taking care of sick people. But I live in a very conservative city. And I live in a city that's inhabited by a lot of conservatives. The government here is in this city is run by more of left-leaning, but it's a very conservative city. For those of you from around the world, you heard about the trucker convoy stuff. There's a lot of truckers in my neighborhood. A lot of truckers where I worked was like trucker central. It was very, very hard for me to go to work every day, not getting paid very well, getting physically abused, getting racially abused because it was a lot of racist people that I was taking care of. And with a name like Luis, they knew I wasn't Canadian, and so they would come after me all the time, having them scream in my face because I would wear a mask going into their home, despite me trying to explain to them that I was just with 3 other people who had COVID and I didn't want to get it for myself and I didn't want to walk in and give it to their husband who had cancer. So that daily abuse all day long, every day, and having our government tell me that I wasn't allowed to get a raise because they passed legislation to limit how much of a raise we could get, it got too expensive and it was too hard and too abusive. And when the trucker convoy was going on, it was at the border, and I would take care of people that were literally like a block away from the border crossing. So the convoy was there and I would be in my scrubs, and I got stopped on the street and was getting yelled at and threatened because I was wearing scrubs and a mask. And so I said, forget it. I'm done. My government won't stand near me. I am not going to take care of the people who are abusing me. I'm done doing this. And so I went and started doing the work I'm doing now. I make more money doing it. I get more respect doing it. And I have a hell of a lot less stress doing it. So I am glad I'm no longer in healthcare. I'm sad that I'm no longer in healthcare because I was good at it. And a lot of people who need care are not going to get care because I'm not there. But at the same time, our government is now saying that there's not enough of us working, and they are to blame as to why I'm not working in it anymore. Snowy Fox, how you doing? Welcome. Until you're out of trade school, there's nothing wrong with working retail. Do what you need to do, right? It's going to teach you the basic skills of every job. And yeah, finish trade school. Trade school is a great way to go. It's a great way to go. Yeah, our nurses were on strike fairly recently, but they passed a law here a few years back where any community nursing, including nursing assistants that was community based, was only allowed to get a 1% raise. So, I mean, I did working for this company. I was with them for 3 years, and in 3 years, I got like what was it, like a 23-cent raise or a 32-cent raise, something like that, in 3 years, which is nothing. They were already paying me barely enough to survive. And I was driving, and gas prices have soared. And the amount that I was driving, in 3 years, I did over 110,000 kilometers in 3 years because of how much I was driving. And I never drove anywhere except for work. And so it was a lot of money to put into gas, and they just were not getting back to us and just doing nothing about it. So I was done with it. Exactly, Ryan. And that was exactly it. It was too much. Mentally to have to deal with that abuse when I'm walking into a house where somebody has COVID, and, you know, especially when it was still unknown how to stop it. I thankfully, because I had just gotten out of nursing school, I was much more in tune with what to expect. So I started wearing like N95s and masks way before it was ever asked to. And even when work was like, no, you just need a regular mask, I was wearing an N95 like right away. And it was just hard to have to walk into those homes on a regular basis and then get treated like crap while I was in there. Or work in general, our business was garbage because there were multiple times where I'd walk into a house with zero protection on because it would say that everything was fine. And I'd walk into the house, and after being in the house for a few minutes, the patient would be like, you know, I have COVID, right? You should probably be wearing an N95. I've been here for 15 minutes without a mask on. What do you mean? And then I'd call the office. Oh yeah, that's supposed to be in their file, isn't it? Thanks for exposing me to COVID and doing nothing about it, and then just saying, oh yeah, oops, my bad. So I was done. I was totally done. Exactly, Night Owl, exactly. Yeah, Tara, you know, like I said, I'm bummed out because I was good at the job. It wasn't my passion. This is definitely not my passion, what I do now. But it wasn't my passion, but I was good at it. And I felt like I was making a difference. But now, no, they don't respect me. I'm not gonna kill myself for that. And I don't mean kill myself because of COVID. I mean just kill myself physically. You know, most people that work as nursing assistants, by the time they're 50, they have to retire because they cannot work because they hurt themselves. And, you know, I got assaulted multiple times at work. There was one guy who punched me in the chest and knocked me down. And then I called work to report it. They did nothing. The next week, he punched me in the top of the head. Didn't hurt, but still. Called work to report it. They did nothing. And then the third week, he punched me again and bruised my chest. And when I called work to tell them, they did nothing about it. And when I said I refused to go see him, the girl that was on night shift said, yeah, okay, no problem. We'll take him off your list. And then the next week, I look at my schedule and he's back on my list. And when I call the office to tell them, they're like, oh yeah, we can't do that. You need manager's approval. You couldn't tell me that I needed manager's approval over somebody who's been assaulting me for the last 3 weeks? A man who's in his 90s, so I can't do anything to defend myself because if I even touch him the wrong way, he's going to fall down. But he's strong enough to knock me down, and you didn't even call to say, hey, are you okay? Do you need to go to see the doctor? Do you need a day off? Nothing. And then when I got sick and I thought I might have had COVID, they called me 24 hours later and accused me of lying. This is the kind of business I was working for, so forget it. I'm done. But yeah, Night Owl, it was totally a pay cut. Totally a pay cut. Yeah, Snowy Fox. We got used to it. Like my Alana, she went to nursing school, or not nursing school. She went to nursing assistant school, so she learned the basics. So we're still wearing masks. We've never stopped wearing masks. We still wear masks whenever we go anywhere that's not alone. We still sanitize all of our food when it comes home. COVID is not a contact thing, but hell, sanitizing it stops us from getting colds. Like I haven't gotten sick as often as I used to. I used to get sick 3 times a year easily. And I've been sick once and it lasted like 3 or 4 days and then I was done and I was fine. Whereas before I used to get sick for like over a week every time. And I'd get like deathly ill. Now I feel really, really sick for like a day and then I'm fine again. So we've never stopped wearing masks. Whenever I've felt anything under the weather, I wear a mask at home and I do not take it off all day long. Just because better safe than sorry, right? No chance taking the risk. Yeah. Raging Dragon, Stewie, yeah, they didn't care because they were so understaffed. There was one night where they had called me to ask me to work and I accepted, and it turned out that I was the only male nursing assistant in my whole region. We serviced over 300 people and I was the only male, and there were many, many clients that would only do male assistants. They wouldn't allow women in there. And I was the only male, and we serviced 300 people. We were supposed to have a staff of about at least 150, and I think we were down to like 61. We were so understaffed that work was willing to cut every corner to not take care of us, to keep us on the road. And even until now, I quit there back in June. We are now in November, almost in December. They have yet to pay me my last paycheck. I've emailed them multiple times that I've called and they have yet to pay me my last paycheck. I'm not going to bother fighting them for it. It's only a few $100s. But that's the kind of scummy company that they are. Yeah, masks aren't a big deal. Some people don't like them, whatever. I used to wear them all day long for work. 8 hours a day in an N95. And work would just say just an N95. I would wear my N95 plus a mask on top of that. I never, ever wore just one mask. I always double masked, mainly to take care of my N95 and secondary, more protection. Well, why not? And so I got used to it. So wearing one mask is not a big deal to me, and I could wear it all day long. And like even a couple weeks ago, I was feeling a little bit under the weather, and I wore my mask all day long at work because they were doing a big turnover at work. And so all the staff was still there. And I wore my mask all night long, and my job is fairly physical. Like I do 10,000 steps per store easily. And, you know, I'm drenched in sweat by the end of the night, and I was wearing a mask the whole time. So I don't care. I'd rather keep myself safe, and I'd rather keep the people around me safe. Plus interest. The laws in Canada are very different than in the States. Labor laws are very different here. I could do a lot right now, but all of our court systems are completely delayed. Like they're so delayed. It's not worth fighting this company, especially because the owner of this company is buddy with the person that runs our province. So there's a lot of like corruption and stuff. They actually did one of those investigative journalism things on my company, and I didn't know about it. It was the Streisand effect. I didn't know about it because most of us don't have TV anymore. So I didn't know it happened. And we got an email from the president of our company and basically saying everything you saw in this video is fake. We are a proud company. We care about our clients and blah, blah, blah. I was like, well, what did they say? Now I need to watch it. And I went back and watched it, and everything they said was true. Everything they said was true. There was only one thing that I was like, I don't know if that was true, because I've worked in this field long enough and I really don't see that ever happening. But everything else, 100% on the money. And they were saying that it wasn't. And it's like, no, you guys are a scumbag company. I went and I emailed them with all the evidence that I had of everything they had done to me. I didn't care. Yeah, I'll definitely look at it anyway, Ark. Yeah, Corey, I mean, it is what it is, right? When you work in an industry that is necessary, Not that every other industry isn't necessary, but like without us, more people will die. And so we aren't allowed to refuse work. Like if we want to go on strike, there are laws that will actually arrest us if we stop working. Not so much for the nursing assistant, but nurses in general, doctors. If they refuse to work, they can get arrested. And so it's one of those jobs that they know they can do whatever they want to you because you are one of the most essential jobs, especially during a pandemic, and they can just force you to go to work. And then too bad, so sad. And so they'll just abuse you whatever way they want, right? Because they know you don't have any power. And if you screw up in one place, every other place is going to know about it. So you destroy your career. So it can be pretty rough. At the same time, it can be really, really good. You know, it was cool. Seeing how I help people was awesome. Watching people progress. There was one lady in particular that I took care of. This is the last thing I'll say, and then I'll start the game. There was one lady in particular that I took care of who, when I met her, couldn't walk. And they had told her she was going to be bedridden from then on. And when we met, she goes, you know, one day I will walk to the door and I will greet you at the door when you get here. And that was her promise to me. That was what she was going to do. She always said that. And over the 3 years that I took care of her, on the final day that I was with her, she walked me to the door because she could walk. And a big part of it was me helping her do her exercises, make sure that she, you know, maintained healthy. And I'm not going to say I cured her. It was, I was part of the team that made her feel better. And so those parts are really cool when you look at the differences you can make for people. So, you know, it's a give and take, but I'm glad I walked away because I'm worth more than what they were doing. Snowy Fox, no worries. You go to sleep. Yeah, it's 11:40 here too, but I work night shifts, so I'm used to being up late, and I have to pick up Alana after she's done work, so I got lots of time to kill right now. But everybody's got issues at work, right? Like every job has its problems. Like for me, the place that I work at now, I'm going to get gross for a minute. There's a guy who can't wipe his butt properly, and he always leaves poo stains on the toilet right where his butt crack would be. So I always know, I don't know which guy it is, but I always know when that guy worked because there's always a poo stain on the toilet. And it's just like, dude, just wipe your butt. Do you not see it when you stand up? The big poo stain on the toilet there? And it's not like he pooed on the toilet. You could literally tell that he sat on it and stained it. It's so gross. So everybody's got a little bit of terrible things at their jobs. So don't worry. Every job is kind of blech. 4:40 a.m. Jeez, why aren't you asleep, Stewie? It's around the same time for you too, right, Night Owl? Yeah, so every job's got its thing, right? Every job's got its thing. There was... No, I'm not even going to talk about it. It's just my job can be really gross sometimes, but it's got its benefits. Like I can throw on my headphones and work all night long because I'm by myself and I don't have to worry about anything at all, unless I set off the alarm or something, which I haven't done, but Alana did it. But I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have anybody breathing down my neck. I don't have anybody complaining to me. I don't have anybody gossiping to me. I literally just throw my headphones on, listen to my audiobooks or watch a show and just work all night. It's really nice. All right, Tara, go to sleep. Thank you for popping in. I really appreciate you being here. Shush. I'm in Canada, Windows. What are you telling me about Thanksgiving for? Ew, gross, Tiff. Gross. Oh, man. You've been staying up till 5 a.m. Ouch. I have too, but only because I work until like 3 or 4 in the morning on a regular basis. So 5 a.m. is when I'm finally getting to bed. Night Owl, is this 4:45 at night for you, or is this 4:45 in the morning for you? But yeah, it's every job's got its ups and downs, right? Like every job has things that will be horrendous, and depending on the company you work for, there are companies that can be phenomenal to their employees, and there are companies that can be horrendous to their employees, right? It just depends on where you work. It depends on how good you are at your job, how much you're willing to take from your job, how much you're willing to put into your job. Oh, that's rough, Ark. 5 is still enough to be not healthy, but at least to be safe. But I wouldn't cut it any shorter. If you're having a really hard time sleeping, maybe states, but maybe see a doctor if you get a chance. It could be something that could be easily remedied. Could be. I mean, you are Night Owl after all. Have you been at the same place since like a year and a few months ago from when you got your promotion and everything? I think it was, I can't remember because there was a lot of rapid change for you over a short period. I can't remember if it was like you got a promotion and then you moved jobs, or you moved jobs and then got a promotion, but is it still the same place or have you changed again? But yeah, no, there are jobs that sometimes you just wonder how you've been there so long. I guess it's night. It's 4:40 in the morning at night for you. I know that feeling. Oh boy. But yeah, that's where things are. So that's kind of where things have been. There's a lot of faces here that are old faces that are here for the first time, and that's where things have been. It's been a weird road. I'm still iffy with the schedule only because my brother picked up a couple of extra contracts that I already take care of, but they've extended the contracts, so my day off may be changing in the near future. We're still not 100% sure. But my day off may be changing in the near future, and if it changes, then this stream will be on that night instead. And I'm still going to be streaming weekdays at some point, doing TikTok streams, because it's during the day when Nora's at school and Alana's asleep, so I have time to kind of spend a few hours on stream. And I'm choosing TikTok because that's my bigger platform, and it's easier for me to stream quickly and get off without having to build momentum, whereas on YouTube, Twitch, it's a little bit harder to build that momentum for viewers. Another jackass me to sleep. Oh man. Welcome back, Logo. How you doing? Yeah, Tiffy, my brother's business has been doing really well. It's been doing really, really well. The upside is my brother has been working for other people with a lot of these same contracts for a long time, so he's proven himself. And now that he's taken over, a lot of them are just willing to take him. And some who used to work with my brother and then stopped working with him when he left and started his own business have now called him, and they want him because they don't like the people that he got replaced by. So it's been pretty good. Like the place that he's extending the contract for, I used to clean for them a couple years ago, or about a year and a half ago. I used to clean for them, and then I stopped cleaning for them because one, my schedule wasn't really matching up, and my brother was no longer going to take care of that place, so they hired somebody else. And then my brother kept in touch with the guy because we would still go to the restaurant to eat there. And then the guy was like, the girl we have is not doing the job. Like, we want you back. We want you back. And my brother's like, I'm not going to work for that guy anymore. I've got my own business. I'm not going to go and work for somebody else when I've got my own business. And so eventually the guy let that contract go and then hired my brother as the contract. And then I went back in and started doing the work, and my brother started doing the other half of the work. Like we used to split. And now the guy's like, no, the job's so much better. And now that the pandemic has become more of a lifelong thing, we have more business now, so we need more. And so now we're looking at more hours with them. So it's always nice. Yeah, Night Owl. That's one of the things is YouTube has some features that I really prefer over Twitch. The pause feature is really nice. Being able to rewind back to my stream if I miss something and I want to see it, I can do that. And that's really nice. Being able to look back at my own stream way down the road is nice. Like if I go to Twitch right now, I've got nothing except for a few clips that were saved, but they're not that recent, but they're not old enough. Whereas on YouTube, I can literally go back and watch my very first stream ever, which is really, really nice for me to be able to do. Yeah, he's done a really, really good job. He's got quite a few employees now. I want to say there's 10 or 12 employees now. And there's like 22 locations that we do. So I take care of 4 technically, but the one is the 2 restaurants, but they're owned by brothers. And they count as the one contract, but it's 4 locations that I do. It's been pretty interesting. He's done quite a bit. Yeah. Twitch is a bit better when it comes to like it's gamified, so it gives more incentive for people to want to like sub and send bits and all that kind of stuff. YouTube is kind of lacking on that side. Twitch is also all gamers, so the people coming there are looking for gamers, whereas YouTube is just a variety. Like you're gonna have people that literally go and they have YouTube just for their kids, or they have YouTube because they're interested in cooking and there's all this cooking stuff on there, or they're college students and all they want to do is like follow people who do whatever they're studying. So it's a wider variety, which is harder to kind of find your group within YouTube. At the same time, you can convert people on YouTube. You can't convert anybody on Twitch because they're already there. you can convert somebody on YouTube, which is nice. Downside to Twitch is everybody there wants to be a streamer. So you get a bunch of followers that you know inevitably are going to end up saying, I'm also a streamer. Do you want to come hang out with me? Or maybe you'll raid me sometime. And it's like, are you watching me because you like me? Or are you watching me because you want me to raid you? And so like they both have ups and downs. I like both platforms. I'm just torn, right? I had more fun on YouTube, but I had more financial success on Twitch. But Twitch was a lot harder for me to stay creative, whereas YouTube, I didn't feel that pressure, if that makes sense. Hashtag Sir Raid, hello. Yeah, you were pretty good about it, Dr. H. But there are a few people that literally come to 1 or 2 streams and then immediately start talking. Or they'll come to a stream and then they'll privately message me and try to make it seem like they're trying to have a conversation, but they're literally just trying to ask me to raid them. And so it's like, I didn't like that too much because I already have a hard time socializing with people, but then trying to like decipher whether or not they're trying to just use me is something that's really hard for me to figure out. It was really shocking when I stopped streaming and then I stopped seeing certain names that were like #1 supporters and they just disappeared. Because now all of a sudden I couldn't help them anymore because I wasn't streaming. That was kind of rough to deal with. So that's kind of where I'm stuck. Sir Raid, hello. How are you, everybody? Yo Toho, aka Street Name Gaming. How you doing? Hashtag fake friends. But yeah, that's kind of where it is. I missed streaming though. It was fun. Both sides, they have their ups and downs, right? They have their ups and downs. I do like the non-pressure approach that I'm trying to take. I think Twitch may fall off because of that, because I'm not going to be doing incentives for bits or not bits for channel points or any of that. I'm leaving it. I have to turn them off. I think they're still on. I don't know. But I'm not doing any of that stuff. I'm really going down to nothing because I just want to hang out and play. That's all I want to do. I'm good, Yoto. I'm really good. You must be streaming. There were names that were friends. It wasn't just like my viewers. There were names that were friends. And so once I stopped streaming, there was no way to really communicate, especially again, because of my social thing. It was very hard to communicate with people outside of streaming. And so there were very few people that I talked to at all. And it wasn't because like, oh, I don't like them anymore or they didn't like me anymore. It's just, I'm not that kind of person. I have a very hard time DMing people. And so it's like, I lost contact with a lot of people that I was like, no, I wish I could talk to them. And because I wasn't streaming anymore, I didn't watch streams anymore because it was that constant reminder of like what I miss about streaming. Right? Oh my God, yes, the graphic designer ones. No worries, Sir Relkenstein. Thank you for the raid. I really appreciate that. I don't have an alert thing. I'm sorry. I used to have like memes and stuff set up for all that. I just got back to streaming. I don't have any of that. But thank you so much, Applesauce Lover. Thank you for coming in on that raid as well. Thank you, all of you. But yeah, it's all the emails, all the DMs of like, oh, do you want me to redo your channel art? And for me, it was hard because because of the way my brain works, I like to do all my own work on my channel because I want to feel proud of my stuff, right? I want to feel like it's mine. So if I don't like it or if I want to change it, I can just do it. My old Retro for the First Time logo was awesome. It was really well done, but the guy chose orange and brown and I don't like either of those colors. Orange, I learned to live with and it slowly warped into like this yellow color. And if you look at my logo there, it's like an orangey yellow. But it's like for the longest time, I was like, I don't want to get rid of it because he did that for free and he did it as a nice person and a nice gesture, but I don't like these colors. And it stuck with me and I felt really bad changing it. But eventually he stopped coming to the channel and I felt a lot better about changing it. But now it's like I designed that logo by myself. I did everything on my own. All the colors I choose, all my overlays are mine. And so if I change something, I can just change it and I don't have to feel bad about it. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings over it. At the same time, I don't want to pay somebody for something I can do. Right? Like when Alana and I were planning to get married, the biggest thing I was struggling with was hiring a photographer because our budget couldn't budget somebody that would do pictures the way I would have wanted them. And as a photographer, I couldn't settle for less than that. So it was that like, oh, because the ones that I could afford, I'd look at their pictures and I'm like, they're okay. I could do better. well, you know what? Maybe I'll like buy a couple of cameras and set them around, set them around the place and have them automatically take pictures, and that'll be it. So it's like that bane of having to be in control was rough. John J. Torres, how you doing? Welcome. Yeah, and that's what I'm trying to do. Night Owl is make my streams hanging out with friends and just playing video games, right? People asking you if you need an editor. Now, the only way that I think that isn't funny, the irony of it isn't funny, is if you got to the point where you started taking this as your main, like as a content creation, as your main full-time job, and then you could hire somebody to do it because you have other things to do outside of that, right? I wish I could have gotten to that point, because one of the things that I hated was replying to emails. I hated that. I'm getting emails again now that my channel's kind of up and going again, but I hated responding to emails and dealing with the back and forth, because it would like they'd ask me 2 or 3 questions, then I'd respond, and then they'd have to ask me 2 or 3 more questions, then I'd respond and have to ask them questions, and it was never a back and forth. It was like every day we'd get one email, and so sometimes it'd be like 15 days to get something done that could have been done in 20 minutes. I hated that part, and so I wish I could have had somebody do that. And even like editing videos, I love editing. Casual editing, not professional editing. I have fun doing it, but it would save me a heck of a lot of time if I could just film my videos and have somebody else do it for me. But it's hilarious that your full-time job is editing and you have people offering to edit for you, especially when your channel talks about that all the time. Oh man. All right, Yoto, thank you so much for popping in. Everybody who came in on the raid, I'm Louis. I'm a TikToker. I'm a streamer. I'm here live on TikTok, on Twitch and YouTube right now, but I also go live on TikTok quite a bit. I play a variety of stuff. Tonight we're supposed to be playing Resident Evil, but I've kind of just been on a tangent talking. I'm going to start playing in just a minute. But yeah, and if you are going to stick around, I scream a lot, so be prepared, because I get scared pretty easily. But yeah, I had issues when I went to my dad's wedding, and the other photographer was telling me, okay, precious. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I hate, is seeing that kind of stuff, Dr. H, is like the over editing or the under editing, if that makes sense. So it looks almost like a point and shoot, or just the overall aesthetic of the way they shoot. The ones that I liked, I couldn't afford. And the ones that I could afford didn't have that aesthetic. I remember I went to, what was it? It was a birthday party or a wedding or something, and the person had paid, my band was hired to do a gig, and the person had paid a couple to do photography. They were kind of like the local photographers. It was a church group, and they were the local photographers for the church group. And no, it was my parents' anniversary. That's what it was. It was my parents' anniversary. My parents hired these people to do the pictures. And at the time I was getting into photography, but I wasn't fully into it. And I had to perform with my band. So my parents didn't even bother asking me to do the pictures. And they paid $500 to these people to just do some like candid pictures, nothing crazy. They didn't want any like fancy editing or posing, just candid stuff while they were there. And I swear to you, I could take better pictures with my phone than what they did with their they had a Canon. I don't remember the Canon models anymore, but it was one of those like $3,000 cameras. And it was the man taking the photos, and his wife was there with like the reflector, or she'd hold the light, and the photos looked worse than what I could take with my phone. I took pictures there just casually while I was bumming around between sets, and my pictures were a million times better than theirs. And my parents paid them, and it looked horrible. And so I was like, I don't want that for my photography experience, especially because my budget was so tight. And so as a photographer, I was like, I can't do it. And like, I'm nowhere near as good as like Night Owl has an eye. Professional, that's what he does. So it would be expected that his pictures would wipe the floor with my pictures, but he would also cost a hell of a lot more than what I would cost as a photographer. But like, I couldn't even afford me. So there was no way I could afford him. And the people I could afford, I could just do it myself by setting up tripods all over the place. Oh man. You were halfway done with Cars Race Rama and didn't pay attention to what was doing in the menus. Oh no, that's the worst. Deleting save data is the worst. Oh, that sucks, Dr. H. That sucks. So I still have my Nikon D7000, which was my first, like, it's not like, what do they call it? I want to say that was a prosumer camera, but it's like the you're not exactly an amateur, but you're not a professional. It's just a little bit better than an amateur would need. That was my camera. I still have it. Still works flawlessly. And then I've got my Sony 5100, and my zoom toggle is broken on it now. Funny thing is, I don't use that camera. Like it sits. I'm using my other one right now, but it just sat there as my streaming camera. And then I went to go set it up for the stream, and the zoom toggle zoomed in, and then I couldn't zoom it back out. And so I was like, oh, that sucks. That really sucks. I hate when stuff like that breaks. I don't know, Night Owl. These people, a lot of it is they have that amateur mentality of the fancier the equipment, the better you must be. That's their idea of what being a photographer is. They don't realize that you could do very beautiful pictures with a really cheap camera if you know what you're doing. If you have a good eye and you have the patience to learn how to get all your settings dialed in perfectly, Night Owl can attest, you can take a point and shoot and take really good pictures. I had an old Canon S1, I think is what it was, an old point and shoot Canon, and some of the best pictures I ever took was with the point and shoot. But you know he's like 3,000. Yeah, and that's exactly it. If you know what you're doing, you know who to look for as a photographer. And I didn't know anybody around here, but I knew what I liked. And I knew I couldn't afford what I liked. So it was one of those, there's no way I'm going to get a photographer that I like. And it was a discussion Alana and I had a lot. Like, I even got to the point where I was like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to hang a couple, because I had 3 cameras. It's like, I'm going to put 2 cameras down on tripods in different spots so we can have still photos that are just going to randomly take every 30 seconds, take 5 or 6 pictures, because if there's movement, at least that'll help reduce some of the blur, and have two cameras doing that constantly, and then give one camera to somebody and just set the settings as like neutral as I can, and give them the one with the autofocus, and then just have them just take pictures. And then at least through some editing, I can make those look decent, and then have the other ones that I know I dialed in the way I like. And hopefully I got something. Like, that was where I was leaning to, because I was just so adamant I didn't want bad pictures. And it worked wonders for you. That's awesome. Yeah, it's really about what you do with it, right? It's the photographer, not the equipment. You can have the best equipment and your pictures look like crap, and you can have the worst equipment and your pictures look amazing. And that was it. Like, when I got the D7000, it was because I started with a D5100. If you guys don't know Nikon, it didn't have autofocus. I'd have to buy lenses with autofocus built in, and I had a bunch of lenses that didn't have it, and they were lenses that I really used a lot. So I'd have to manually focus, but my vision isn't perfect, and I would get a lot of pictures that were just slightly blurry, and it was hard to save them. And so I got the D7100, something like that, because it had the built-in motor, and then I could use all my lenses with that motor for the autofocus. And then I just stuck with that forever. And now I've changed to these ones because these do video, and that one only did 720p and only recorded for 15 minutes before it shut down. So you just have to sit with that. Oh, man. Sabaton Liam, hello. How you doing, man? How have you been? How's life? How are things going? I know, right? I know it's weird that I'm live because I wasn't for so long. I'm looking down because I want to show, we were talking about the point and shoots. They took me to this place in El Salvador when I went there last that was called the Devil's Door. Legend has it that lovers go up there and they jump when it's a forbidden love or whatever, and life was over for them. So it's called the Devil's Door. I hiked up there. It was like a 40-minute hike to get up there in like scorching hot weather. And it's a proper mountain. Like, it's not a little hill. It was a proper mountain that we had to climb up. Hopefully the brightness is going to be okay. I don't know. We'll see. Focus. Let me focus this. So this is one of the best pictures I ever took, and that was with a point and shoot. And it was the best photo I've ever taken in my life. And it was the Canon point and shoot camera. It wasn't. I had my DSLR, and I stupidly didn't put my SD card in it, and I didn't charge the battery. And so I brought my point and shoot, and it had the SD card in it, and it had battery life. So I just stuck to the point and shoot for the whole thing. But like that picture, it's not an award-winning picture or anything, but that's the nicest picture I ever took, and it was a point and shoot. It wasn't my super expensive camera. I bought the point and shoot used with a broken flash, and I paid $90 for it. Yeah, autofocus is such a big difference. Such a big difference. Yeah, Liam, all the faces are here. All the faces are here. How have you been, man? You missed my face? Oh, that's kind of you, man. I hope life is treating you well. I've seen you. I've lurked a couple of times, not very often. Streaming a few times. But I haven't really been active with the streaming thing. But the few times that I did watch, I saw that you had the one time I think it was like 14 or 15 people watching. I hope it's all going well for you, man. So much, damn. I hope it's good so much and not so bad. But you know, really, is it that close? Dr. H? Wow. Man, I was kind of iffy about that game only because it's been done to death, right? Like I have it on my VR, I have it on PC, I have it for my GameCube. The game's been done to death. Resident Evil 4, by the way, for anybody. So I was kind of iffy, and then I saw the ads, and like, I want to play it now. I really want to play it now. Oh, it looks so good. Okay. Let's actually do this. Let's play for a little bit. We're going to have like an hour and a half. So let's get into it. Let's see if we can get scared. I might have to turn off some lights to get a little bit spooked, but we'll see. Gameplay. Okay. Okay. Okay, man. Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. It was a long time ago, but I'm glad you got help though. I think that's the most important step that a lot of people are afraid to take. But getting help is huge. So I'm glad, man. I'm glad. All the way from Jersey. Holy crap, man. Dang. Blocking chainsaw with your gun. Yeah. Yeah. There's a lot of really cool stuff that they look like they're doing in this game. I'm guessing they're going to do what they did with Resident Evil 2 and 3, where they're going to add parts to the story or like change things in the story to keep it interesting. The one that I'm worried about is Silent Hill 2 when it comes to that. Graphically, it looks pretty decent. But we all know how Konami's been. And I'm glad they're having another company do it. And it's the Blair Witch people that are doing the Silent Hill remake, Silent Hill 2 remake. And I liked Blair Witch. I thought it was pretty good. It dragged on by the end, but I thought it was pretty good. I'm hoping that they will do something with that story because the twist ending everybody knows. So there's not really a surprise ending anymore. So I hope they do other stuff between the story to make it feel refreshed. But Resident Evil 4, I'm really impressed with how different it looks while still feeling exactly the same. So I'm interested in that. I'm really interested in that. I am too, Ryan. I watched a few gameplay clips and not very much, like maybe 5 minutes worth in total of all the clips that I've seen. And it really just feels like they just added a bit of shine to the original Dead Space. There's a couple of little moments that looked a little bit different, but it literally just feels like Dead Space looking a little bit nicer. I'm worried that it's just going to be the same thing and not really scratch that itch, if that makes any sense. See, I didn't see that part that he's no longer silent. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I didn't see that part. Like I said, I only watched very, very minimal amounts because I just want to see the progress, but I didn't want to have anything spoiled in case there were differences. But I don't know how I feel about that. I'm hoping it'll be good. I'm really hopeful because my hope is that they've seen how well this game has done and that in return they're going to want to do something with it to kind of revive these franchises. But I don't know. We'll see, because they've done some like gameplay now, Night Owl, like modern stuff, and it looks pretty. Don't get me wrong, but it doesn't look updated. Like it's one of those. You know how there's always that meme that goes, how the game actually looked and how I pictured it. And then they show like Unreal Engine with ray tracing and all that. And then you look back and it's like PlayStation 1 graphics and they look horrible. That's what it feels like with Dead Space. The way it looks now is the way I remember it. I know it didn't look that good, but that's the way I remember it. So I don't feel like it's refreshed. Whereas Resident Evil 4, when I look at it, I'm like, this looks different. This looks good. It's noticeably different. And now with the talking, I'm like, ugh. Callisto Protocol I'm interested in. That feels more like a Dead Space revival to me. The stuff that I've seen on that one, I'm like, this looks like Dead Space, but different. Oh man, Liam, I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Things have been really stressful for a while. Not like bad. No, it was bad, but it wasn't like scary stressful, just stressful to the point where I was like, I needed to walk away from everything just to not stress anymore. And that did really good. And now I'm kind of back. I'm feeling refreshed. I'm taking everything way more casually, which is really nice. Things are starting to turn around as far as stress is concerned. And there's a few things that I'm working on that I'm hoping personally will help me feel a little bit better as well. Yeah, Dead Island, same thing. Dead Island, I had so much hopes for, and then Dying Light came out, and Dying Light was everything that I wish Dead Island was. Yeah, Ryan, exactly. And that's the thing. It's the Dead Space team with a new IP, and it feels like more Dead Space in a good way. I'm worried that the new team doing Dead Space is not, it's going to feel like old Dead Space. You know what I mean? Oh my god. There's so many fake articles, Ryan, talking about like how terrible a lot of stuff is, and sometimes it's so out of left field. Sometimes it's written by people that know nothing about gaming, and you can just read it and what they're saying that they have no clue what they're talking about. But the people who don't really follow gaming believe it. It's so I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that there's going to be some really good stuff coming through the pipeline over the next little while. The only part that I'm disappointed in gaming at all, where I'm like, I'm actually, my heart is breaking, is watching what's happening in VR right now. I'm really bummed out because it feels like 3D TV all over again. Although that from the start everybody said was a gimmick. VR everybody said was a gimmick, and then a lot of people bought into it, and now it's looking like it's gonna have the same end anyway. But yeah, VR is the only part of gaming that I'm like, oh, I don't know where this is gonna go. Everything else, it seems like there's a lot of bad happening in gaming, but it seems like there's almost a breath of fresh air coming through right now. Tiffy, it was really nice having you pop in. I'm really glad you said hi. I hope the rest, excuse me, I hope the rest of your shift goes okay, and that the night ends. Sorry, I'm drinking beer, and it makes me hiccup a bit. And I hope the rest of your night goes really well. Thank you so much for popping in. All right. I did hear about the PT thing. I got the demo, I downloaded it, and then I deleted it like an idiot. And I only deleted it because I was trying to make space for another game I was downloading. And I deleted it like an idiot. And I never tried it. I wish I would have. No, RE2. We're doing RE2. Oh. I want to say, did we do hardcore? Yeah, we did hardcore last time, right? I think we did hardcore last. Let's go hardcore. Let's go hardcore.
Look, man, I'm serious, okay? I saw this with my own eyes.
Oh, nice, Korean gamer. Nice.
Just tell us a story. Tell us a story.
Well, it was last Friday night. I was walking home from the bar, and this woman started coming towards me. She was staggering, you know, so I figured she was drunk.
Whoa. Okay, tell us, be honest now.
Was it really, Ryan? I didn't see that.
No, man, I barely...
I know there was a few things, and then
Look, just listen.
Konami stepped in and told them to take it
I
down.
had a good look at her. You had to see her eyes, her nose, her whole face. It looked like it was rotting.
Yeah, I don't have a jailbroken one. I used to do that kind of stuff,
I've never seen anything.
and then I stopped because it always ended up with like a lot of problems.
Calm down, buddy. Calm down. Just, hey, you gotta stay strong.
That's awesome. The Unity remake is awesome.
Right?
Yeah, well, right? If you freeze up around these
Did any of you see Return to Raccoon City?
Oh, come on. Just getting good.
Oi, that's loud. Liam, I'm glad to be back too. No worries. You go and do what you need to do. I really appreciate you popping in to say hi. Oh, it's this. Oh, I was having a heart attack. Whew. I'll say it in a second. I'm really glad that you popped in. It was really nice seeing you, and I'm glad you're doing better. Keep taking care of yourself, man. And don't be afraid to ask for help. Ever. Don't wait to get to that point. Ask for help when you start feeling it. Because I got there where, like, I got to where you were years ago. And then now I know better, and I asked for help before I get to that point. And I did that, and it made a big difference. So I didn't get back there. And you should do the same thing. There's nothing wrong with asking for help. I'm really glad you're okay. And I'm glad you popped in, man. It was nice to see you. I heard there's a rumor that is happening. I don't know if it was fully confirmed, but I heard there was a leak that is happening. And I want that to happen. Code Veronica, I really liked Code Veronica. Except for Steve. I hated Steve. His voice was so annoying. I can't do a Steve. I would never want to speed run a game like this. I'm not good enough for stuff like that. Like Mario 64 was the only one that I was really ever able to do it. Man, this game is just awesome. But yeah, Return to Raccoon City. Oh, the fan in me loved it, but the critic in me hated it. I was so torn. I mean, I have a gigantic crush on the girl that plays Claire, but still, anytime Leon was on screen, my heart broke. Anytime Leon was on screen, my heart broke when they announced the stupid collector's edition to Resident Evil 4, and I couldn't get to pre-order the collector's edition because, like, yeah, I got yeah, you can kind of see it's blurry, but I got Chris Redfield there because of Resident Evil 8. Chris Redfield's fine, but he's nowhere near my favorite character. Leon, Claire, and Jill are my two favorites, and then Leon.
How dare you hate my voice?
Oh man. Thank you for the scare. I gotta get used to that again. Oh my god. Anyways, Leon is one of my favorite characters, and I missed the pre-order of that. But watching him in Return to Raccoon City, I think that's what the movie was called, right? I get it. It makes sense. At the same time, it's like, that's not Leon for me. It hurt me. It hurt me so bad. You've never played Resident Evil 1 to 8. Really? Hello? It's not for everybody. And it depends on what you want to go for what one you should play. The higher in the numbers you go, the more action-oriented they are. And remake versus the originals have that like B-movie, tacky predictability that you get in those like really classic zombie movies that are meant to not take themselves too seriously while still taking themselves very seriously. That's what Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 original ones are. The remakes, full-on horror. They're awesome if you like horror stuff. Once you get to 4, it becomes much more action-oriented, and then 5, 6, complete action, Arnold Schwarzenegger movie style action. And then 7 goes right back to deep horror. First person, not Resident Evil-like. It feels very different than Resident Evil. And then 8 goes a little bit more towards Resident Evil / action. They're a very, very fun franchise to play. Don't expect masterpieces, but if you like tacky B movies, then they'll be masterpieces for you. Yeah, I like the fixed angles too. I do like this for what they're doing in this game. It's really dark on my screen. I can't see. I do like the third person over the shoulder for this style of game because it just adds a bit more of the immersion. But that like third person, I love the classic Resident Evil 2. I have a classic Resident Evil 2. I just don't have my PS2 connected. I don't have a PS1 anymore, but my PS2 for the PS1. I don't have that connected anymore, but I have the original Resident Evil 2 and I love it. Love it so much. Okay, why can't I see? Where's the brightness on this thing? It's not here, I don't think. Okay. What's it under? I can't see. Here we go. Brightness. What? Okay. That's a bit better. Okay, now I can see. I couldn't see a few minutes ago. It was like pitch black. I've never beaten the OG number 3. Never ever beaten OG number 3. I don't even have OG number 3. OG number 2 is my favorite. That is what got me into zombies to begin with. That is what became an obsession for me. That is why I have a zombie tattoo. I've always wanted Resident Evil stuff.
Officer, you need help?
Stay back, sir. I got this.
Ugh. But zombies are so generic that it's hard to find anything that would really be obvious that's Resident Evil except for the raccoon or the umbrella symbol, and I don't like the umbrella symbol. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die. I'm not used to aiming with the joystick. I haven't been playing shooters with my controller in a long time. I've been playing a lot of VR. That's awesome, Dr. H. That's so cool. Yeah, Fear was another one I never beat. I thought that one was pretty creepy. I didn't get far enough to see how scary it actually gets, but I thought it was pretty creepy. Silent Hill is another one. Resident Evil 2 was the first horror game I ever played. Silent Hill was the second. And I remember we went to, it was called Jumbo Video. It was like a Blockbuster. How do I run? Okay. And it was, oh crap. Oh, I messed up. Oh, I cornered myself.
This can't be.
Move. Okay. Oh, get out of here. And my cousin was looking for something to rent. I was spending the weekend with him. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, I'm dead. No, I'm dead. And he was looking at a bunch of games, and then I saw Silent Hill, and it looked like the logo was really scary looking. You know, Harry's face in black and white and all that. And I was like, well, now I need to... How do I get out of here? Crap, I don't remember how to get out of here. I'm gonna die. Nope. Oh, right here. I got hit for nothing. I could have gone here all along. Dang it. And I read the back, and I was like, this seems cool. This seems creepy. And I told my cousin, and my cousin literally said no. He's like, no, this looks stupid. He's like, I don't know. And then he looked around for like 20 minutes. He's like, all right, I can't find anything. We'll just take that one then. And we took it, and then we loved it.
Don't shoot! Get down!
Ooh. Silent Hill 1 is my favorite out of all the Silent Hills. Silent Hill 2 is the most popular because the story is much more well thought out.
Yeah, I think so.
But Silent Hill 1 is just always going to hold my heart.
Meet me later, when we're safe.
Does it still say, does it actually say Outlast? It's not supposed to say Outlast. It's a restream issue. Hold on. I'm using Restream to go both on YouTube and Twitch.
Come on!
And I put Resident Evil, but I guess it just found Outlast. Let me change it in just a second.
Get in!
Give me just a second. Come on. Can I, if I push escape? Okay, cool. I can do that. Yeah, I'm using Restream. And so on Restream, it like asks me the game. And when I put in Resident Evil, nothing popped up. So I just pushed enter. So it must have done Outlast. Somebody else said, I thought it said Outlast. And I was like, haha, that's funny. It wasn't Outlast. But no, it says Outlast. I'm looking at it right now. Okay, how do I create a dashboard? Okay, shush. Get out of here. Here we go. Not Outlast. Resident Evil 2. Okay. Can I save it now? Yes. Done. Okay, that should be updated now. Oh no, it changed my window. I can't see the chat. What does this say? Okay, this doesn't say anything. Good. Perfect. That's perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. Yeah, it was me. Well, it was Restream, but it was me with Restream. But yeah, Silent Hill 1 is my favorite. I was really disappointed that that's not what they remade. And that they went straight to 2.
What the hell is going on?
Because I would love to see this treatment for Silent Hill 1.
Hopefully they'll have some answers at the police station.
Wait, you're a cop?
Yeah, Leon Kennedy. You are?
Claire. Claire Redfield.
Claire Redfield is the one that I would want on a statue.
No.
Leon's cool, but I would love a Claire Redfield statue.
He's a cop too.
Well, it's a good thing we found each other. I don't know what to expect anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna turn this light off because it's killing my vibe. It's killing my vibe. Now we're in darkness. Not darkness, but darker. Yeah, most people prefer Silent Hill 2. Like I said, the story was much better. The game, graphic-wise, the engine was just a much better engine. It was much more well thought out than Silent Hill 1. Silent Hill 1 was a lot more safe, if that makes sense. But I liked the story in Silent Hill 1. I liked the desperation of the dad trying to find his daughter. Whereas Silent Hill 2 was much more, we don't know what's happening. If she's dead, why are we here? And that confusion, which worked really well for the twist ending, I still preferred that desperation of the dad. Oh, Dr. H, that would be amazing. Especially if they use this model. I really like this model of Claire. They did a great job with this game.
Due to the citywide outbreak, you were advised to take shelter at the Raccoon City Police Station. Free food and medical supplies will be provided to everyone in need.
God, this is so unreal.
Police station's not much farther. They'll know something.
Yeah, but what if we're the only ones? What if there's no survivors?
No, there's survivors. It's a big city. There has to be.
See, this is Leon. In the movie, he was a goofball. Like the slacker. And I was like, I don't like that. I get it. It makes sense. It works, right? But it's like, I don't want that. I don't want a slacker Leon. I want the Leon that's like, oh man, I'm in a really bad place, but we're going to do this. I've never beaten it. I've always struggled with Silent Hill 3. I don't know why. I know the beginning is supposed to be fairly slow. Whoa! I know the beginning is supposed to be pretty slow and then it gets really good. I've never been able to get past the boring part. Or the slow part. I shouldn't say boring. I don't know if I can reach back there. I'm gonna try.
Holy shit. There, get out. Get out now! Hold on!
I hope that works. And this. It's still dark, dang it. What if I do this? That's better. There we go. Now you can see me. It's too bright, and if it's too bright, I don't get scared. And if I don't get scared, what's the point? It's a reverse for Silent Hill 4.
Claire, you okay?
I didn't mind Silent Hill 4. It definitely felt different, but I didn't mind it.
Can't stay here. It's not safe.
Go on ahead. I'll meet you at the station.
I'll be there.
I got no more bullets. Just run.
This is out of control.
But number 3, I've tried playing it a few times and I couldn't get past the beginning part. And the last time I tried it was on stream, and it was one of those like nobody was watching. The numbers weren't really doing well that week. So I couldn't push myself to get past the boring part, because if nobody's watching it and I'm already having a hard time staying entertained, I didn't want to play it. And so I just stopped. But I do want to.
There it is. The station.
I should play it to see, because apparently the story is actually pretty decent. I've heard a few people say that they actually prefer 3 to 1. Go, go, go. Okay, we're here. This game is such a pretty game. This engine is a great engine. Oh, so anybody who's watching and doesn't follow me on TikTok, I'm going to be live tomorrow on TikTok. Hopefully, asterisk. My daughter's home from school. I wasn't expecting her to be home from school. I didn't realize that it was a long weekend for them. But I'm going to try to go live even just for like an hour and a half, 2 hours. We're going to be playing Dark Souls. We're going to continue with that. It's going to be much earlier than today. The only night that I stream this late is Thursdays because I don't work. But I work tomorrow. So I'll be doing it earlier in the day just to kind of get some screen time. Okay. See, the last time I played this game, I played it on my Xbox. So it's slightly different on PC, like visually. It feels nicer on PC. There's a bit less of a delay. I don't know. It's something weird to do with my capture card. But the resolution's low. I have it at 1080p just to not strain the computer too much while I stream. So it looks a little blurry, but man, this engine's good. If I like the story of Silent Hill 1, you like the story of... Yeah, I've had a few spoilers just throughout the years. It's inevitable with such an old game. But I do want to see why the spoilers happen. So I do want to play it. I just haven't gotten around to it. That might be something I might play on stream now that I'm back. Haven't decided yet. We'll see. Because now, since I'm not taking it so seriously, I'm really trying not to look at the numbers in any way. And so, as you take damage... Oh, yeah. So I'm hoping that that will make it easier to play a game that may not be popular. The part that I hate the most about this is when Mr. X comes out. Mr. X is... Oh my god, the pressure I feel when Mr. X shows up in this game, especially in hardcore when he doesn't leave you alone. That's the other thing. I can hear myself. I forgot to mute my microphone in my ears. That kills the scariness for me. Oh, the stream's getting close to over, so I'm not going to do it now. We'll do it next time. But yeah, I'm excited for all the new horror stuff coming out. There's just never enough horror. I know it's a small niche, but horror... Oh, I wish there was more.
Open up! Open this goddamn door! I'll get you out! Please! Give me your hand. Help me! I got you. Give me your other hand.
Until the final fight. Ashley, thank you so much for the follow. Welcome to the Retro Squad. Welcome to the family. Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you following me. Hope you're doing well. The last time I played this, I did it on hardcore. It was the B scenario, and I did it on hardcore. And I sat... I think it was was it the B scenario? I don't know. I did it on hardcore though. And it was the clock tower part where you have to like do the cogs and stuff. And then Mr. X was walking outside. I sat there for like 10 minutes just not doing anything because I was so scared to walk out because I knew he was out there. I just couldn't tell if he was like right outside the door or just in that general direction. So scary. Nikki, thank you for this resub. I really appreciate that. Thank you so, so much. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. I am having fun. I'm very rusty when it comes to streaming. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm dead. Okay. I gotta refill my health. I'm very rusty when it comes to streaming, so that part is a little bit embarrassing for me. After streaming for so long and like struggling with just the basics. I don't have bullets. What am I supposed to even do? Oh, they took me down. Get them off you, man. Get them off you. But outside of that, I'm doing great. I'm dead. It's over. And there's no autosave. Does that mean I'm starting from the very beginning again? Oh, those are cool emotes. Those are cool. Dang it. Does that at least start me at the... Is it going to start me at the very, very beginning? At the very, very beginning again. Okay, but this time I know not to get bit at the beginning. That'll help. I can save some bullets at the beginning. That'll help.
Hello? Anybody there?
But yeah, outside of that, I'm doing really well. It's been a long day. I streamed earlier today, so I'm feeling it now. Talking consistently on stream is something I haven't done for over a year, so my throat is feeling it. I used to sing all the time, so I was used to talking constantly, but when I first started streaming. But I haven't streamed in like a year, and so... And I stopped performing completely, so my voice is like... And streaming earlier today and streaming now, my throat is really telling me that I'm pushing it. Oh my god, I always thought he was a cop. He's a clerk.
I'll be back for you.
But yeah, so I'm feeling it right now. But we're almost done. We've got like 20 minutes left. Yeah, hardcore is rough. I had a lot of scariness. Hold on. Since we have to restart this thing, I might as well do this now since I can. Microphone? No. Mixer. Here we go. Channel 1 for... No, I want my microphone. Microphone. And I want the mute thing to just mute to my headphones. Right? So then if I click this, now I don't hear myself, but you should hear me. I hope. Yeah, it looks like you can hear me. But yeah, hardcore, I struggled a lot doing hardcore, but it was, the stress makes it scarier, which then makes it much more immersive, which then in turn jump scares get me a lot harder. So it's a trade-off, but it does mean a lot of dying. It does mean a lot of stress and frustration. You know what? We watched this already. I'm skipping it. I'm skipping it because we watched it already.
Freeze! I'll shoot! What the?
I think...
Son of a bitch.
I think the part I'm going to struggle with the most with using Restream right now is that delay. There's a much bigger delay when I'm using Restream than when I'm regularly streaming. Regularly, it's like a 2 or 3 second stream delay. Restream seems to be like a 20-second delay right now, which makes it a bit harder to read for responses. Go, go, go.
Don't shoot! Get down!
So cool. That's my favorite scene. That's my favorite scene. Outside of in the original game when he's like, look in the glove box. There's a gun inside. There's like barely any emotion. Let's skip all this. Let's get to the game.
This is out of control.
Ain't no bullets in my gun. Playing hardcore isn't fun.
Shit. It's everybody. They've all turned.
Yeah, I've never been a fan of dual streaming or multi-streaming.
There it is.
Traditionally, I like one platform. It's a little bit easier to just kind of keep everything in line. At the same time, because I've streamed on both places and then stopped everywhere for so long, I figured I'd do both just to give everybody a chance to see it, right? But it comes with its... Oh no, it comes with its own headaches, for sure. Okay. No bullets. I've been playing through Resident Evil 4 in VR, and I'm so excited to see what they do with the remake. I'm so excited with what they're going to do with the remake, just to see, because it's so fresh in my mind. Ashley seems to have been much more mature in the remake versus... I didn't even check in here before I went in there. I could have picked this stuff up. I'm so dumb. Oh, there's nothing here. Never mind. I'm sitting here reprimanding myself, but there's nothing there anyway. Okay, by the chest on the counter. Okay, on the counter. Okay. I thought it was in the chest. Okay, I'll look in a second. We didn't see this last time. I just rushed.
Not good.
David, Marvin, you there? I found a way out. It's in here. Send reinforcements. East hallway.
I gotta find that guy.
Oh man, this game series is so good. I don't see any. Are there seriously no bullets? I don't remember that in hardcore. I remember there were still some bullets, but there's nothing. I have 3 bullets to get through that barrage of zombies. Well, I might as well save, because Lord knows I'm about to die. I had downloaded a VR mod for this game to try it out. I tried playing it, but my computer couldn't handle it when I tried it, and so I stopped playing it because it was making me sick. I even played with the idea of maybe doing that while I was streaming, but I was like, no, if it can barely handle it on its own, I'm gonna puke on stream if I try this in VR. Come on, there's gotta be bullets somewhere. Oh, that ink ribbon is ammo. Okay, yeah, because this one doesn't let you just save, right? In the regular mode, you can just save. Ah, a little bit, something. 5. Holy crap. That'll give me something to do. How long is the speed run for this game on average? I love that the green herb looks like a bush. Okay. I swear there were bullets in here too originally, right? there's not now. An hour, holy crap. But that's a long speed run to memorize. I don't have the patience for that. That's why I did Mario 64, because like the world record is like sub 16 minutes. So it's like I can memorize 16 to 20 minutes worth of inputs, and restarting isn't the end of the world. But like some of those, like Super Mario, I want to say Galaxy, but not Galaxy. Super Mario, the one that came out for the Switch. That speed run, when it first started, it was like an hour and like 20 minutes. Way too much for me to spend on one, especially when you're like 50 minutes into the speed run and then something goes wrong and you got to restart. At least Mario 64, you can be 15 minutes into the speed run, near the end, screw up, and then start again, and it's only been 15 minutes. I don't know what that sound is. I don't have the patience or the discipline to spend all that time to learn a speedrun route, or whatever you want to call it. Am I hurt right now? I am hurt right now. Okay, a few more. So my respect goes to speedrunners, because, man, speedruns can be so tough, no matter how easy they can look. Nice. That's awesome. And that's something that, unless you play the game, nobody would know. So it's like an Easter egg within the game you're running. That's cool. It's like I was playing Evo Land, I think is what it's called. Evo Land 2. It's a game where like you start off at like 8-bit graphics and it slowly goes up to like 6 or 32-bit graphics over time. And like you get to play games that look like PlayStation 1 games and Super Nintendo and NES. And the little tidbits of Easter eggs that are thrown all throughout the game are my favorite part.
Hurry! Open up! Open this goddamn door!
I'll open it in a second. I'm looking for ammo before I get ambushed. Ryan, you go and have yourself some sleep. Thank you for hanging out, man. I really appreciate you hanging out. That means a lot. Happy Thanksgiving, and I hope that work goes okay tomorrow. But try not to get trampled. Good luck. Oh, that's why. We've only got like 10 minutes of the stream left, and then I gotta stop. This chair is death on my back. Never buy a gaming chair if you're looking for a chair. Go ergonomic all the way. There we go. He's gonna get me anyway. Oh no, no, okay, we're good.
Jesus! They're everywhere!
I got through. Okay, cool. But where do I go now? I got through just for her to bite me anyway. It's 2 a.m. Holy crap. It's almost 1 here. But I did like my 2-hour stream earlier today. I've been live for a little bit under 2 hours now. Oh, I'm getting tired, and this chair just sucks.
Watch out!
You're safe. For now.
Thanks.
Marvin Browner.
Leon Kennedy. There was another off strike. I couldn't.
Yeah, Nikki, I'm glad you were able to pop in. I'm glad you were able to pop in. I hope work goes okay for you today.
I'm sure you did what you could, Leon.
Does anyone know what started this?
Not a clue. But honestly, all you need to know is that this place will eat you alive if you aren't careful.
Yeah, well, I was supposed to start last week, and I got a call to stay away. I wish I'd come here sooner.
You're here now, Leon. That's all that matters.
Okay, Lieutenant? I'm ready.
Hopefully you'll be able to find a way out of this station. That officer you met earlier, Elliot. He thought this secret passageway might do the trick.
This is good news. We can get you to a hospital.
No, I am not the priority here.
Lieutenant, I'm not just gonna leave you here.
I'm giving you an order, rookie. You save yourself first. I'd come with you, but I'd just slow you down. Now, you'll need this.
Oh, I just thought of this. I can't stream tomorrow.
Stop.
I have an audition tomorrow. I can't stream tomorrow.
And don't make my mistake. If you see one of those things, uniform or not, you do not hesitate. You take it out, or you run. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Dr. H. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, Nikki. That's good. You get to relax at least. But yeah, Dr. H, I'm going to be auditioning tomorrow for a play. I'm not holding my breath. I'm not really hopeful that I'm going to get it. Not because I'm like being super negative. There's one role I can audition for in the whole show, and it's the leading role, which means lots of people are going to want that role. It's also supposed to be for like an upper class rich guy from like 1890. And so not really my look, especially because, you know, I don't have hair. So I can't really do like the comb slick back hair like they did back then. So I don't know if I'll stand a chance. So I'm doing the audition just to kind of get out and audition again. I haven't done that in a while. But it would be cool. I just don't want to burn my voice out on stream and then have to go and spend a couple of hours auditioning with them. Oh, Mighty King Turtle. I'm the highest class person ever, except for like, you know, 7.8 billion people. If you count those people, then maybe not the highest class, but still pretty close. Okay, I'm going to stop now only because if I start going, I'm not going to be able to find a save point, and then I'm going to end up going overtime, and I have to pick up Alana. And I don't want to be like, sorry, you got to wait for me, because I'm still in the middle of fighting something in Resident Evil. Okay. I guess we'll have 2 saves going just in case. Whew. Thank you, Nikki. Yeah, like I said, I'm not really holding my breath. I'm not hopeful that it'll lead anywhere. Actually, I could just exit this. Never know, right? Like it might lead to something. It might turn into a role that I do. I don't know. Weirder things have happened. I've been cast in shows that I really should never have done. Like shows that like I don't know what the director was thinking by putting me in the show, but they did anyway, and it was fine. So who knows? But I don't even know if I'm going to do it anyway, only because hospitals are not doing well here in Canada, and people are going to be getting sick, and I don't want to run the risk of getting really sick and needing a hospital and not being able to get to one. So I may not even end up taking the role if I get it, but I'm going to try. We'll see. We'll see how I feel about it. But I'm not going to just bail on them. I am going to do the audition just so I don't come off as one of those jerks that like booked and then didn't show up, especially because I've done shows there before and they know who I am. But yeah, I had a really fun time tonight. Nothing will open up because of the audition attempt. It's not a professional theater. It's a community theater. I'm not going anywhere big. I don't have the time or the energy to devote to like trying for professional stuff. But I thought community at least would let me, you know, stretch my legs a little bit. I haven't really acted in a while. I've done a few shows, but when I did Matilda, it was literally like 3 or 4 lines that I had, and they were bit parts. So, you know, I had to put on a fake accent. It wasn't very good. The whole point was the accent was supposed to be bad. And then the other role was a role I had done for many, many years, so I didn't have to really memorize anything. I just went in and just repeated the same thing I did for 5 years and just learned where to stand while doing it. So this would be a role that I haven't done in a while, and my original training was in straight theater. It wasn't in musical theater, and I've only done musical theater for the last 7 years. So it would be nice to do something straight, especially as the lead of the straight show and having, you know, to deliver everything through my acting and not through just my singing. So I'd be interested in trying, but I don't know. I'm not holding my breath. But I really appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you taking the time to hang out with me and, you know, watch me chat for forever and then go on super late. I know for a lot of you, this is a lot later than I used to stream, but it's kind of where I am right now. But I do stream earlier on TikTok. Maybe I'll pop in for like an hour and maybe do just a quick stream tomorrow, because that'll be really early in the day and I'll have the rest of the day to kind of just relax my voice. So maybe I'll do that. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But keep an eye out. If not, I will definitely be back on TikTok next week. Thank you for everything. You guys are amazing. I had a really fun time. Everybody who jump scared me, thank you for thank you for the warm welcome, the warm pee-pee welcome. I really appreciate everything. You were all amazing. I'm not going to do a raid or anything tonight just because I'm tired and I don't want to look for anything right now. And again, we're just starting out, so I'm taking it slow with all that. But thank you all for being here. You are all amazing. Have yourselves a really good night, and I hope I see you soon. Maybe tomorrow. We'll see. And if not tomorrow, I'll probably post about the audition and stuff, and then you'll know what happened. All right. Good night, everybody. I love you all, and